It just brings up memories of a big, goofy, sweaty, blabby, smelly mess hovering around with Remco and Greasy, just ruining the mood in every room he's in. And of course, countless easy victories in ranked, countless easy tournament wins.
Smelly. Well, he called me fat and ugly before, but now I think the tables have turned on that one. I'm not gonna lie to you. And also, he sounds like Shrek, and I'm very certain that he's very bad at Rocket League at this point, because he has been for the past 4 years. So.
I would say the stadium suits my play style a little bit better. You know, I get to keep the ball a bit more grounded. I think it helps that aspect of the game. It also helps the time wasting aspect. I feel like I get to, you know, if I take the lead, I can take the ball behind the net and just type abuse to Linus in the chat, get him to jump in and let me counter. Yeah, so basically I'm going to go abuse, time wasting, and lots of grounded play.
No, not at all. I only have something to lose at this point. All the pressure is on me because not only I will lose to Marky, second of all, he's a coach. So if I lose, it's retirement. Retirement home instantly. Like there's nothing else to it.
It would mean a lot to me. I feel like it's the kind thing to do at this point. I'm not going to lie, I thought he'd retired already. As a friend of his, I think it's best that we just sort of put him out of his misery, get him in a nice, comfy retirement home, and let him live out his last few years in comfort.
If it was the normal maps, I would completely destroy him every single game. But since it's this weird map, I actually have no idea. It could go either way. I say that now, but then maybe when I get in game, I will just feel more confident. And also, first thing I'm gonna do when I get in game is mute him so fast and just like, I don't know, just ignore him completely.
I'm actually inclined to agree with Linus. I think if this were a regular map, he probably would stomp me into the ground. But because it's, you know, a weird, different map, and Linus, you know, isn't the sharpest tool in the shed, I reckon some of my strats and my tricks and my trash talk can rile him up and make him make a lot of mistakes. He also says he's going to mute me, but there's loads of ways around that. I can change my name. I'll find some, I'll send him a message on Facebook giving him abuse. Like, there's nothing he can do to stop me trying to rile him up.
It's probably the most banterous match we've ever had here. Al0t taking on Marky. Throwback Stadium is the field. And as Johnny mentioned, we've got Marky looking to double up his total earnings from SMUG from $1,000 to $2,000. As for Al0t, he's got a career on the line here. I mean, this is the first time we've had a career on the line.
Well, you know, only in his estimation, Marky's at the post here. A0t's return to Marky.
No way! A0t, you've got to score that. A0t, score the thing. Score the thing.
Oh!
Okay, congratulations, A0t. You've earned yourself $1,000.
That is probably the most ridiculous goal I've ever seen. Marky misses an open net, hits the post, and then A0t mind games him after taking forever to counterattack. What on earth is happening? Well, he said, Shogun, it's good to get a lead in Throwback Stadium, but I don't think A0t's going to care too much about playing the stalemate and trying to delay.
So the lead actually isn't that important until you hit about 1 minute left.
Okay.
Until then, like, you're not under any sort of time constraints to make the comeback happen. So hiding the ball behind your goal isn't huge. Like, your opponent can just sort of keep playing around that. But once we start hitting the tighter parts of the game, you need that lead. You cannot afford to be down in the last 20%.
So another chance for Marky to flex that offense. But Al0t is just far too strong there, right in the way of him. That's open. Now Al0t's going to have to put this directly in, though. Thing is, if you miss off the post, it's just behind the net. So Al0t will score directly. 2-0. Marky pretty straight onto that dribble, unfortunately for him.
Yeah, and one thing we've mentioned an awful lot when it comes to 1v1 is that if you're taking these shots, it's all up to your recovery. And a lot of recoveries we've seen like to go onto the walls. What walls? You know, you go for an air dribble here, and you sort of bounce off it. Where are you going?
Yeah, it's
You're
a very good
going
point.
away.
Okay.
Speaking of which, well played, Marky.
Okay, well, Al0t's tried to really switch up his defense here, challenge a little bit earlier, but Marky predicted that and popped it right over Al0t as Al0t went for the challenge. But you've got to point out as well, every goal so far has come from Marky's offense. He's missed one, he's had one shot saved, now he's scored. Al0t's defense is holding strong for the most part, but that's not really where you want to be against Marky.
I can see I've seen Al0t crumble a few times in ones. Like, he's not quite the level we just saw from Cole, but he's definitely capable of it, especially against someone like Marky.
That's open. Marky's going to score it, so it's just non-stop offense for Marky so far. Al0t struggling to collect the possession at all, despite the mechanical advantage that he's got for himself. This is a really, really important game for Al0t. I reckon his comeback potential is going to be somewhat limited in this because Marky's just such a presence and such a character. Every time Marky scores, Al0t's probably imagining Marky laughing at him. Oh dear.
Oh
He's
yeah.
going to imagine Marky laughing at him now. That was not the shot Al0t wanted. It's 3-2, Markydooda.
Whenever Marky scores, you can concede goals, and that's fine. And you can concede goals to Marky, and that's not. It hits different. You can hear him laughing at you.
I mean, he's always been like this as well.
This is not one of those fame went to his head sort of situations.
Oh, okay. Well, there we can see the first time that the backboard would have come into play, but there isn't one. So Al0t not able to collect that ball on a rebound. Although it did look like it was going pretty far anyway. But Marky's ball control, his ball pressure and his dribbling is really keeping a lot of control for himself
Marky.
here.
I dare you to go for it.
He's just going to keep it here, isn't he? Al0t's trying to demo him and he's missed. The frustration's kicking in. Marky's made him. Oh, he's missed.
Al0t has got to make sure that if he's ever challenging there, it's from angles. If you hit it directly off the backboard, it's the same as if you hit it directly off the backboard in any other map. Except you've got even longer to recover.
Marky's done well to save this, but the shot's going to be too tight of an angle for him. But Al0t is struggling. He's out of boost. Marky gets it in off the same post that he hit for the first goal of the game. And you've got to just give him credit. This has been all Markydooda here. One of Al0t's goals is from Marky missing. One of them was from a Marky attack. The other is from a Marky attack as well. It's just been Marky controlling the game.
Marky looks like we might not have even needed the map. He has been the better of two players in the neutral. He's going to try and force it into him for the own goal. Marky is disrespecting.
He went for that as well. Look at that. He saw Al0t mid-dodge, played it right in front of him, forcing the own goal. That's a great play by Marky. And, one little secret that I've got, which I will admit, it swayed my prediction a little bit. I did want to predict Marky after seeing Kaylee prove that SMUG veterans are just, they're built differently. But Marky also told me he's practiced this map. He just did a couple of scrims with his the players that he actually coaches in Singularity, Breezy and Scrub Killer, and they went well. I think if I remember correctly, he told me that he beat Scrub on this map and in their first game, and he did well against Breezy. So those are some really good ones players, Scrub and Breezy. I'd say they're a level above Al0t, even after Al0t's been grinding recently. So was Al0t expecting this kind of performance? I doubt it.
This is not what friendly co-commentators do, Johnny. We don't keep secrets from each other about important information. Can't believe you. Oh, okay, Al0t. You've got to score, though. You've got to score, though. You haven't scored, though. And the nice thing for Marky is any save like that, it buys him a bit of time, and it's time that he uses to get another save, but he can only keep it out for so long.
Yeah, the boost advantage paying dividends for Al0t, and he will score for the first time in a while. But, we're seeing a little bit of a difference in how this match plays out on Throwback Stadium. Obviously, backboard plays aren't really a thing, so we expect to see more of a dribbling-focused game. However, another aspect that we see there is that when you've got a boost starved goalkeeper, it takes a bit longer to recycle the play and shoot again. Because look how long it takes to set up a second shot. You got to wait for the ball to bounce all the way away from the back wall until it's scoreable again. So just a little bit easier to recover and defend, even if you're starved.
Yeah, this is one of those ones where if you can be very direct with your goal scoring, then you're in a comfortable position. If you're, say, a Fairy Peak style player, you might actually struggle with that a little bit more because you are going to be a bit stuck when it comes to sort of locking down your opponent. As, Marky needed to get that one in. But he does still have the 3-goal leads. He's just going to dance around. Can he recover it off the backboard? No, Al0t will move the ball away. All right, who's going to be the first one, do you reckon, Johnny, that goes for the air dribble off the back of the goal?
It has to be Al0t, surely. I mean, Marky went for something like that there, trying to score from the roof of the net. And we're talking actual roof of the net here, not inside of the goal like usual. But Al0t's aerial play and his air dribbling has got to be a higher level than Marky's, because it's something that I see from him very often. Good flick there, Al0t. With the bread and butter ones plays, if he can get a kickoff goal, he will have a chance in game number 1. But still 2 goals for Marky, 18 seconds left.
Yeah, Marky not really respecting the shot. I don't think he's respected much of anything in this game, so at least it's within character for him. Does really do have a good kickoff here as Al0t. He's got something decent for himself. Will he be willing to take up the wall? No, instead sets himself up for a flick. He's got Marky early, though. Well played by Marky. Very proactive on his defense.
Oh, wow. It's almost gone in as well, but he doesn't even need one. Marky wins the first game in the best of 5 against Al0t, and this is a bit of a shock to the system for Al0t. If he was going to lose here, I seriously doubt he expected it to look like this. Marky controlled the game. He was the one running the show and dribbling the ball around. Al0t was having to play where Marky wanted him to play, but Al0t probably expected any kind of loss to be him messing up, not Marky messing up. But that's really the only times until the end of the game that Al0t got goals, is Marky's mistakes.
Yeah, the important thing to note is that Al0t did look a little bit more comfortable, but he's got to take his hands off the controller for a second, and like 1/3 of the resignation notice, the retirement speech currently being written. I feel like Marky should be allowed to write it.
I mean, he said in his interview he thought Al0t was already retired, so he's just trying to retire him again. Double retirement, I suppose. But game 2, Al0t, like you said, started to get it together a bit at the end of the first game there. It's so important that he gets a good start in this one, though, because trying to come back 3 games in a row against a player who's as awkward as Marky. Marky, although he's not been playing competitive Rocket League for a while now, he's got so much experience in one series dating back to Rocket League's predecessor. He knows how to adapt, and he knows how to...
He's played this one competitively. The rule set in the old Battle Cards tournaments was very different to the ones we have now.
Oh, yeah?
When this one was a go-to for an awful lot of players. Oh no!
That's savage. Bump from Marky, demo from Marky, and he manages to score as well off the far post. I half expected him to miss the open net there. Not gonna lie to you guys. But Marky is putting together some pretty clean plays. The pressure is definitely on Big Linus, who is streaming this series, so a little bit of extra pressure for him. He should equalize here, and he does. 1-1 in game 2.
I think he's going to be very happy as well that he managed to delay that attack. I was half expecting Al0t to be a little bit too quick there, get caught up in the push to the corner with Marky, but instead delayed it a little bit. He kept his cool. Needs much more of that. But right now, he has sort of been forced to acquiesce to Marky's own pace. That's going to help him out, though. Get it to the corner behind your own goal. Set yourself up and escape to the other side. Marky, I don't know where he was going. It was not the right way to go.
He's taking the scenic route back to goal here.
I mean, he stole some boost, so...
Big launch.
Yeah.
I mean, if it had worked, can you imagine doing a takeoff like this and then somehow flying down onto a save, completely surprising your opponent? It would be brilliant, but you've got to get going a bit sooner than that. Marky wasn't even moving back as Al0t was shooting, so
I have seen
already
some players try and use their own goal as a defensive strategy. Like, if they're stuck behind it, they will fly off the back of it, trying to almost get a reset on the ceiling to jump back down. It is the most convoluted way I've ever seen to defend.
Yeah.
but I've seen it work a whole total of once.
A lot goes under Marky, who was expecting a higher play, and Marky's way out of the game here. He's landed on the top of A0t's goal, and A0t actually hit the post! He wanted to just get the goal in 2 touches, but the first touch went straight into the side of the goal. Now Marky's on the counter. He's missed by a mile, though. Definitely some wayward touches by both players.
A0t just... I don't know if he even checked where Marky was. Like, he's got to just take his time and put that one in. Now goes back to his own goal. That should be safe for him, but he makes sure of it. Marky stealing some boost. And this, offensively, this is very difficult. He's got to figure this one out. His best shout is to actually just play it back to his own field, because if you try and cut in, your opponent is already waiting for you. You've got to get it to your own side.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, this is just too risky of a line for Marky to be driving in. I think I've got to agree, going straight towards the mid boost would make a lot more sense, because at least then a dunk isn't going straight into your own net. But Marky went for the risky play, probably trying to surprise A0t with the direct line straight to goal. A0t unsurprised by it. And look at this little boost grab by Marky. Goes behind his own net. A0t is trying to scoop it into the middle using the side of the goal as a setup. Interesting approach by him. You got to think that that's just improvised, though. I don't think A0t's practiced this. He's definitely practiced these, though. Open net, 4-1.
Marky just didn't get any real contact on it, did he? Tried to play it past. A0t already far enough back. It's a nice, where we just saw the ball previously, where it's rolling up the ball. It's a very nice position to be in defensively, because it is open to pinch. And it's very easy to get that one on target. So maybe we'll see that come into play later on. Marky again on the attack. He's going to want to try and pull this one off better than the last one, and he certainly has.
Is this Marky right here with the bounce dribble? I mean, he actually is the original bounce dribbler, I suppose. Going way back. Everybody else is ball carrying. Marky's bouncing the ball around. That's all you'd see in 1v1 5 years ago. It's still all we see with Marky's offense. Back within a couple of goals. A0t continuing this impressive run of form that started at the end of game number 1, though. Is he out of position here, though? Marky tries to trip him. A0t recovers well.
A0t looking very good, though, in this game. He is covering very well. Not flip resetting all that well, but hey. And this recovery has also been pretty slow. So for Marky, it's get it on target and you score. And he hasn't.
What? Marky has completely scuffed it. That was a wide open net. And, you know, just like A0t earlier on in the game, I don't think Marky realized how much time he had there. A0t was really recovering slowly. But A0t has given it straight back to Marky. You know, while he's got the lead, he's not really controlling the ball as well as Marky did in the first game. Now Marky on the volley, top corner. That's a great mix-up. He plays it off the bounce last time. Now straight from the top of the arc as the ball comes high into the net.
Yeah, Marky's mentioning to us, open nets no, but that I'll hit.
Yeah, that was a beauty, actually.
Great
just straight
shot.
into the top corner. Brilliant stuff, especially on throwback where you don't get a rebound. Ideal for Marky, 1-goal game.
Let's try to pinch. It's going to put the ball behind the net. Starting to get to that portion of the game now where those plays can be very good. Marky, though, got greedy for boost yet again. Almost got caught for it. We've seen a lot of mispositioning plays from behind here. This is a different way of going about it.
It's the fake DC. Yeah, I mean, you just know that Marky's faking a disconnect there. A lot of those as well. There's just no way that that Marky's going to pull that one off. He's too cheeky for that to work.
A0t.
Marky boost steals. A0t is still comfortable though, and he might go for the boost behind the goal. Actually stays with it, and after scoring from this position earlier on in the game, makes sense that A0t would stay with this, but as he overstayed his welcome, Marky has hit the post again! It's the same post over and over, but he's still got the offensive play going. Marky trying to air dribble, pre-flips into it, misses, tries to chip A0t away, but A0t is now going to get an open net from miles away from the net. Oh my goodness, Marky has thrown this one. Can't get back and dive. He blundered.
That is an absolute misplay. A0t had 13 boost.
Yeah.
Not even that. Like, if he just takes that for a regular shot, he's got it in.
Yeah.
He did not need to overplay it.
Yeah, he didn't need to go all in for that one, is the thing. A0t was in a really awkward position. And Marky was wearing him down with every single touch that he made. Now that's open, but it's a tough one, and you've got to hit it straight in. You don't get rebounds. A0t misses. with the additional pressure of having to hit the shot directly.
But
Marky needs to score here. There's only 10 seconds left, Shogun.
Yes, as Marky looks to try and give himself a chance, and he's got it. He's doing very well with the hook shots.
Yeah, the dribbling has really been mixed up. Marky's been bounce dribbling predominantly. Now he's got the rolling ball dribble into the hook shot. Great switch up, but he needs a good kickoff if he's going to come back. 1 goal game, A0t with the lead in game 2.
That's how this kickoff goes. Marky's won
way.
it. He's got the boost trial, and he's managed to turn it in. 5 each. That was about as bad as that kickoff could have gone for A0t.
Yeah, A0t just flipped the wrong way. He was slightly to the left of the ball center, and he's flipped left. So just going away from the center of the ball's mass there. And Marky just straight through it with power. Equalizes. Now we got 2 seconds left. Will we see another kickoff goal? No, it's surely going to go into the ground. It does. Overtime game 2.
Marky gets this. He'll be 1 game away, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. A0t shouldn't miss. He will not miss. 1 each is the scoreline. And A0t is waking up.
Yeah, A0t getting a bit of kickoff revenge there. Marky hitting the bottom half of the ball, or, hitting the ball way too low. So, not the best 50-50 at all. The center circle. A0t crushed him on that one. Straight through the ball. Much better technique than he had in regulation time. But yeah, definitely some inconsistencies in the kickoff by both players. And in a matchup where, or in a map where kickoff goals are less likely, they are still going in.
I feel like neither of them have sort of fully internalized like what it means to not have that backboard anymore. Because you can afford to, not only can you afford to lose the kickoff in a big way, it almost becomes an advantage. Because the one, as long as it doesn't go directly into your net, it's rolling behind your goal. And you're completely safe, you can recover from there. There's bound to be some boost somewhere that you can pick up. So it's not the big deal that it usually is, where on any sort of regular map, we'd see it bounce off, you can immediately go for the rebound shot. It's not there anymore. So both of these players going for these very tame mid-boost attempt grab kickoffs. It's fine, but it doesn't scream to me, hey, we know how this map works.
Yeah, it's been very standard on the kickoffs up until now, which is surprising. Marky does like to switch up his kickoff a lot these days. Some of the strategies he goes for are completely ridiculous, but it's been very, very normal up until now. However, I would love to see some of that back corner control in the kickoff, like you said. I would love to see somebody, if they've got a couple of goals ahead.
You can actually freeze kickoff this one.
Yeah, you could just put it in the back corner. It's not going to roll into the center. It's going to roll behind the goal. So it's a very, very safe strategy that no one's really employed up until now. But, the main thing to talk about, I think, isn't actually the kickoff, which has been quite even. It's about Marky's dribbling. Marky has been the player who caused most of the goals in this series. A0t scored many times off Marky failed dribbles. Oh my goodness, what a touch. That's unreal. Marky getting incredibly lucky there to save this one and keep it in the back corner. But, if A0t can just defend more of Marky's dribbles, he'll be fine here. This is his game plan, clearly.
Yeah, he's got to just try and stay very tight to it. Marky's getting a lot of success whenever he's getting himself a bit of space. He can go for any bounce dribble or hook shot that he's after. Aiming to try and take A0t's car out. And now we're just trying to go ring around the rosy on this ball. Marky decides after all of that pomp and circumstance, we're just going to go back to square one.
Yeah, he didn't want to give A0t another good 50-50. So he's trying to get a very slight touch on the ball there. Ends up missing entirely. Now Marky drops this ball carry into a 50-50. But A0t not too worried by all this. He's just sitting in his net. He's just blocking Marky's dribbling angles. Needs to play that one down the line though, and he will. Marky's got a lot more confidence with the early challenges. Still trying to win this purely based on this pressure play. And overall, I think Marky's got control of this game, even though A0t won game number 2 there.
We'll certainly see. I'm just enjoying these behind the goal duels that these two players are having. I wish we could have seen a little bit more success though for the offensive player, because a lot of the time we're seeing the defender come out on top, and oh dear, A0t. Oh no.
Oh whoa, no, yeah, A0t pre-jumped this, and I don't know why. Marky not playing the best shot from the near post, but because of A0t's pre-jump, it's completely unsavable. 1-0 Marky. Really controlling the entire game up until that point. That's A0t's first real effort on net. Marky with a very nice recovery. He catches A0t off the goal line. He's up by 2.
I'm trying to check where A0t was trying to go with this one. Marky Take the first one. And A0t.
Yeah.
What's he trying to do? Fake a fan? What's going on there?
I don't know. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that he's trying to make Marky think that he's going for one of those awkward touches into the sidewall. But Marky can just straight up beat into the ball
Yeah,
if he does
hit
that.
the ball.
Yeah, he's actually winning the race to the ball, so it doesn't work. Oh, that's a great shot. Marky's ground shots are definitely impressive. And they're being hit with a lot of confidence now. He's building up the pace. No time wasted there. Extremely clean hit. Straight over to A0t save. 3-0. Markydooda dominating.
A0t needs to start to realize here that those shots from the walls are going very well for Marky, and he can't afford to prioritize 100 boost. He's not got the time for it. Pick up some of the 12s, get yourself in a good position, and fake out Marky midair.
Well, Marky was up quickly for this one. He was scared of the flip reset, but A0t has mind-gamed him brilliantly. Marky flying off in the wrong direction. And that's not the best technique for air dribble defense, because if you don't fly straight at the ball, you're more susceptible to being faked, because you need to intersect the challenge so well, so perfectly. Whereas if Marky had just flown straight at A0t there, he'd defend the air dribble, he'd defend the flip reset, like kind of like an all-in-one. He's going to go for something similar here, but the ball is off target, so A0t is in a decent position. Oh, look at this by Marky, though. What a first touch! Now he censored himself, but the shot's too slow.
The first time we've seen one of these players actually try and utilize the goal to set up. Although Marky needs to recover, he has managed to do so. That's so good to see from Marky. He's looking much more comfortable with what's around him. Faked. Well, he's managed to just go for the low challenge. It doesn't quite bounce into a shootable position for him. He can do this all game. Like, he doesn't have to rush this.
I thought for a second the ball was going to roll up.
Although he might want to make sure he checks. There we go. He's lucky that A0t didn't have boost.
Yeah, Marky was expecting that ball to roll over the goal a bit more cleanly. He misses his top corner for a change. That's a huge win for A0t. Marky's accuracy's been great, and he's not put in as many mistakes in this game as he did in game 2. Will A0t get the flick right? No, he's accidentally jumped with the ball too far on the front end of his car. Flick would have done nothing.
Catches it. Marky tries to square up, but he's jumped too early. And A0t shot. Didn't have too much power on it. Didn't need to. Marky doesn't even make contact.
Yeah, this is why Marky has always been more of a scary offensive player than defense. His shadowing was never his strongest aspect of his game. He prefers to challenge face on to the ball. He prefers to play grounded. So we've seen one air dribble goal for A0t. We've seen one goal while he's got Marky in an awkward shadowing position. Now Marky going to try and demo him, but A0t reverses out of the way. Marky's still keeping the attack alive though. Little 3-point turn and a shot on net, but A0t saved it. Now does he have the boost for the recovery? A0t flying back down, shoots over Marky, 3-3, and Marky caught a bit too far all in there.
Certainly was. Thought that A0t's recovery might not be good enough. Turns for him, and by then it's just far too late. So A0t's brought this back here, 3 each. And despite the fact that Marky did look like he was dominating at the early part. Oh, there we go. There's the kickoff. Hey, it's got the thing that I wanted. See, he's got the boost and the ball now.
True. Yeah, I like the outcome there for Marky. Definitely a win, but
he's finally found a good use for that kickoff.
He doesn't. The thing is, he doesn't need to land on the ball to have a flip. He can just jump into it. We see, apparently Jack and many other top level 1s players practicing it these days. Great touch by A0t. That's perfect control. He missed one of these earlier in the series. Doesn't miss it this time. For the first time in game 3, A0t has the lead with a demo and Marky behind the goal.
I mean, that's the first time A0t has successfully attacked behind Marky's goal as well. He's been getting caught out more often than not. Now with the lead, he can do a little bit of time wasting. We've hit that 1 minute mark. He doesn't need to put this one on target. He's still going to try. It was not far off.
Yeah, you could see that initially Marky was just waiting for that shot to be missed because the angle was so tight, but then A0t went for it with such confidence that Marky hesitated. He thought, hold on a second, is he actually scoring this? I better go for it. It wasn't actually on target. And Marky with the mind game! It's the Markydooda classic. A0t goes flying by. We saw plenty of these from Kaylee earlier on. Now Marky pulls one off on A0t 97.
Marky just stuck with him the whole way back. A0t has got to put that back into behind his own goal that time. He can't afford to play against Marky there, and you've seen exactly why. Right back into it. That kickoff is back yet again. And speaking of back, Marky's playing that way.
He's still reversing. Okay, now he's going to snap back to reality, but A0t Still focusing on those flicks, but he's just lost control. Flips anyway. Marky gets a freebie. What is happening? Al0t just completely beamed this dribble. The ball wasn't on the front of his car. He was just missing it, but he still went for it.
Okay, but why though?
Exactly.
Why? Well,
my thoughts exactly.
That's how you go 1 goal down with no time left. Oh, dearie me. Yeah, Marky's just going to play it back to his own side of the field. Does lose out on the 100 boost, but it's up to Al0t to recover. This he's actually managed to!
Oh.
Marky had full faith that Al0t wouldn't be capable of this. And Al0t had different ideas.
Now that's a mic drop. Al0t with a very tight angle ceiling shot. And bear in mind, guys, you don't get ceiling shot rebounds here. Just like we talked about earlier, you have to score that directly or you're in massive trouble. Al0t pulls it off with hardly any time left on the clock, and he's still got a chance here to get a 0-second play. He is going to go for it, but Marky's up early. Oh, he just gets a touch. If Marky missed there, I think Al0t was scoring, but into OT we go.
And what will be the kickoff option here from Marky? Was there any doubt? Al0t, though, has reacted to it. He's expecting it. He's got the 100 boost, and he's going to go all in. That's a phenomenal reset shot. Actually managed to overhit it, of all things. But he's got a little bit greedy, and the very shiny boost pad is what is going to cost Al0t the game.
Yeah, Al0t just had a bit too much confidence in the ball being unshootable behind the goal. Unfortunately for him, it has bounced straight out into the center without getting 1 extra touch on the post. I believe Al0t was expecting 1 more touch on the back of the goal there to keep the ball behind the net, but it's actually bounced out into a scoreable position, and Marky's taken it. So, super interesting series between these guys. I hope you guys watching are enjoying the Throwbacks Stadium debut, because personally, I couldn't have imagined this going any better. Such an interesting take on 1v1, especially with such a stylistic mismatch.
Dude, I've loved the non-standard maps forever, especially for ones, because it brings such a change in what's required and the skill sets that are needed. And we're seeing exactly why here. Both players have had to adapt. Both players have also struggled to adapt at certain times where, all the rules that you've been built up, we spoke about how Al0t has been playing an awful lot of ones, but a lot of the rules that he's figured out from over there don't apply anymore. Yeah. And it's something that you've got to sort of change when you come into this. So it's been difficult for both players. We have seen them both, though, ease into it, and it has become an absolutely outstanding series so far. 2 match points though for Marky, and he looks to get this done. He will join Kaylee as the highest earners in SMUG.
And he's going to get a lead in game 4, Al0t out of boost, and he needed a different save on this one. He's got other options. Sidewall is definitely not the play. He can go down the line towards the midfield. He can even get a softer deflection to send the ball, like we keep saying, behind his own net. These are not things that are automatic yet. Al0t kind of just aiming for where the curve would be on a regular map, but it's not there. Nice fake though. Al0t gets his revenge on Markydooda. He's even going to slow roll in 1-1. Bottom left corner welcomes Al0t's equalizer.
Look at that. That is so well sold. He has turned that as much as he possibly could without actually making contact. Marky's so annoyed because he'll trash talk you, and as soon as he does something wrong, he owns it immediately. Yeah. So you can't get one up on him. He's just put in chat, wee.
And you saw there, that would have been a kickoff goal on a regular map. So already 2 positions where Al0t has been, I would say, destroyed by the map more than Marky. He played what would have been a safe clear. It wasn't because it's Throwback Stadium. Would have had a kickoff goal, but it wasn't because we're on Throwback Stadium. So he's got to start remembering every single play here to just think before he makes a move. This autopilot is giving him problems. Check out Marky though. Well, we said we didn't expect any rebounds on Throwback Stadium. How about that one? What a read.
Marky!
I love a little bit of behind the scenes here, guys. At the start of this game, Markydooda and Al0t were discussing the goals. I think it was between game 3 and 4. Markydooda and Al0t agreed that there had been 2 good goals in this whole series so far. Marky scored that, and then he just dropped, there's 3 in the chat immediately. Al0t asks him, how many days have you been scrimming on this map? He's clearly impressed with what Marky's bringing to the table here. And now Al0t has an open net. And he sinks it still in this one. 2-2.
Dude, that's what I love, though, about this, is that because this map is so different, things that we would never have given credit to, like, it's just a regular goal in any other regular map. That one is a backboard rebound. And it's actually impressive on this one because it's so difficult to figure out.
And it's a blind shot as well because he can't see where the goal is when he jumps for that. Well, he can see where it should be because he can see the side of the net in his peripheral vision.
Marky's been baited.
Yeah, it's a good bump by Al0t, actually. And, you know, just as keeping the ball behind your net is a very safe thing to do, just getting stuck behind your opponent's net while the ball's in the midfield, probably the worst place to be.
Yeah, not really a position that many analysts would call safe or fun or somewhere you would want to be. As for Marky, another shot and another one that requires the respect by Al0t to make sure he goes to save it.
Oh my. Well, Marky very aggressively.
Go on, Al0t. Oh, he knows. He knows.
Is he going to do it? No, he's not going to do it. I was wondering if Al0t would just sit behind the net, because Marky threatened that he would do this. He'd get a 1-goal lead, and then he'd be like that friend that we've all got in FIFA who's winning 1-0 and passes the ball around in defense for the whole game. You know, neither player's really done that so far. Marky's preferred to attack with every dribbling opportunity that he's had, perhaps finding out that Al0t's not quite as comfortable defending these dribbles as he might have expected to be. Marky misreads. Al0t's there is 4-2, and that's just Marky completely misreading the bounce off the sidewall, and that's a wall that isn't any different on throwback.
Al0t just can't believe the gift he got there. 2-goal lead heading into the second half of the game. We're seeing both these players now start to use the behind the goal area a bit better now for defense. Or at least trying to utilize it. Oh, what a flick off the crossbar. Here comes Al0t. He's not missing that one.
Yeah, nice finish by Al0t after the first flick went high. You know, he kind of has to go high with the first flick. He sees Marky coming forwards at him. And so even though you're less likely to get rebound goals on throwback, I think you just have to go for it. It's far too risky to go for a lower flick directly on target. Really well played by Al0t. And a strong lead. In a regular map, this wouldn't be all that much, but I think this is a massive advantage. Al0t starting to see a lot more of the ball as well. Should be 6-2, and it is. Al0t on a streak.
And he is starting to dismantle Marky with this flick game. Another one that goes his way, and another one that manages to get a rebound on, which we weren't expecting to see from throwback. Good kickoff again, over to the wall. Al0t tends to prefer to go for the dribble, but this one, he feels like the lead is good enough to go to the ceiling. And the pinch shot, slow. Oh, no! Marky, what is happening? That was torturous.
Oh, no. Well, you can see what he's trying to do. He wants to control that. Al0t's been running the show for the past few minutes, and Marky desperately needed some possession, but in an attempt to control the ball on his goal line, he has completely missed it. Now, Al0t's missed the boost. That's an open net for Marky. Still not over yet in Game 4. Al0t needs to be as careful as possible, but he's been given so many opportunities here. Really, he can't be losing this, but look how far he lands out of the game after missing the boost.
I'm sorry, Marky. I'm kind of pulling away from you here, bud. I refuse to commentate a game where you can do that and still come back to win it.
Well,
there's no justice in the world if that's happening.
It's possible. Marky, he's created threatening shots many times here. Okay, he doesn't get the attack started that he wanted, but it is going to be still his ball. Bounce dribble for Marky. Al0t challenges early, and he's way off his goal line. Good save. Now, will Marky have the rebound on this? It's not hit the post. Marky tries again and goes high. So it was a good idea there for Marky to stick around, but hard to know if the post is coming into play there. Now Marky again, and it's gone too far wide. He's trying to keep the attack alive. This is great recycling by Marky to try and shoot as early as possible, but it's just taking a bit too long to get the shots on target.
Yeah, but now it's going to be a very difficult time trying to reset. Although Al0t might have just helped him there, instead sets himself up. Marky becomes the T, and Al0t has got the 9-iron.
I was very much expecting Marky to pull out another mind game on that one, but it wouldn't have worked, even if he did. Al0t powering straight through the ball, blocking any potential shots, and covering the mind game angle as well, which is always so important against Markydooda. You've got to be ready for it at any time. You need to be flipping through the ball in your challenges. So a 5-goal advantage with a minute remaining, this should be far too much for Marky to come back with.
Yeah, Al0t can play this however he wants to. It should be fine, and he's decided to play it in a way that... All right, so Marky's going to save that one. Not the other one. not the one that was trickling towards him at record pace. He saves the really cool ceiling reset.
It's a very typical series for Marky. You know, he's going for the win, but he's also going for bean of the day. Which, you know, we had a few contenders for between Cole and Kaylee already. I mean, even A0t as well. Everybody's had their fair share of beans so far. But we are going to go to Game 5 in Markydooda versus A0t matchup. It's as close as we hoped it would be, but has it played out the way that you expected, Shogun? Did you think Marky was going to have this much control in the matchup and A0t would be having to play such a countering style?
I wasn't too sure what to expect out of these two. I thought A0t was going to sort of struggle with the map a little bit more than he actually is. But at least for the last few games, he's looked better.
Yeah.
There was a few times in the first two games where it was just like, all right, you've clearly figured out how to play ones, but you haven't figured out how to play ones here. And you're making weird decisions that are putting you into such a tough position that, you know, if you just looked around, you would have been perfectly fine if you just to avoid them. But A0t seems to have figured this out now, and Marky has got a lot of work to do. He's got to figure this out going into Game 5.
Yeah, I think Marky just has to try and avoid making mistakes. That's been his main problem, is he's you know, going a bit too aggressively for flicks, shots, offensive plays, landing out of position, and also, you know, defensively falling apart a bit in this fourth game. But for A0t, like you said, it's all about thinking before he makes a move on autopilot, because the first two goals that he conceded in this game were just complete autopilot plays that would have worked in a regular map. But still, Game 5 is everything we could have asked for here between Marky and A0t. Remember, there's $1,000 in the line here. Winner takes the grand, loser has to settle for $250. Who have you got, Shogun? Who do you think's taking it?
I don't know what we're going to get from Marky here. I don't think Marky knows what we're going to get from Marky here.
True.
I'll stick with my original prediction at this point. I might as well stay with A0t. So I think he's going to take it, but I don't know in what fashion.
It really does come down to what sort of Markydooda we see in the fifth game. Will he start to just control the ball and play that possession style that's got him some really good positions over and over again today? Or will he fall apart? Will he end up giving the possession away and struggle against A0t's speedy offense? It's a very different style. A0t is trying to attack as quickly as he can. Marky's trying for that slow and methodical approach that he's always been known for.
Both players have struggled to figure out how to actually deal with it. Oh my goodness, A0t, you don't want to just hand that to him. One of the rare times that Marky hasn't quite caught the shot. And now A0t. We saw him when he was doing this. He started doing his 5 goals up in the last game. He's now doing it from 0-0. Don't want to go the whole way with the air dribble.
Oh dear.
But that's not defending anything down that line. And Marky will always take that goal.
Yeah, A0t has completely left his net open here. I don't know what he thought he was defending, but it's absolutely not the goal. That's not where the goal is. He's defended his back corner very well. But Marky takes the lead here with an open net from distance. He's not been all that accurate with his open nets today, so that's a good sign for him.
That is a very open bounce for both of these players as well. A0t looks to set himself up, and he's got him! What a goal!
And that's great adaptation from A0t. He improvised brilliantly after missing the reset. Still gets a very threatening shot on target, catches it, flicks it. Marky unable to react to the near post. He probably expected a flip reset there, and didn't think he was going to need to dive in for a low angle like this. A0t plays it quickly on net. As expected, the aerial plays have been dominant by him, but what a pop. Marky, 2-1, straight forward into the top of the goal. A0t was there, but not close enough.
Again, A0t wanted that 100 boost, and it just gave Marky that split second he needed to get the shot off. Marky's shooting accuracy has been the only thing we haven't questioned so far this series. Everything else has been up to debate. But whenever he's getting given a chance, he is taking them. Side challenge there from A0t. He's going to open up, and he's gone for the boost again, and this time A0t will be able to escape. He looks to counter-attack. He's got 100 boost. He's got it on target, and Marky almost pumped it straight back into him.
Well, you know, Throwback's known for being a bit of a freestyler map. We almost saw something out of a freestyler montage there. What a pass it would have been. Markydooda to A0t mid-air. Something they would have both been extremely proud of in their pro careers. A0t, what are you doing? Okay, for goodness sake, we said it's a coming out of a freestyler montage here, but Al0t also now redirecting in his own goal. What is happening? The nerves kicking in game 5, surely. The only explanation.
Yeah, this looks very different now from both these players. A lot of heavy touches, a lot of wayward touches.
Al0t? What? He missed the boost and then he just dropped his controller. What on earth is this? He just gave up. Missed the boost and turned around as well. I just have no idea what has gone through Al0t's head there, but he is now down by 2. He needs to pull himself together. Definitely the worst quality game that we've seen from him up until now.
Inarguable, really. This has been all over the place from him. That's a very difficult bounce to work around as well. Although Marky might have just caught himself. He's now gone over the ceiling. It's up to Al0t to try and outplay him here. Can't quite see where Marky's car is. And now Marky has got this to work. Al0t, if you're not tilted, I'm sorry, you just haven't recognized it yet, because you're definitely tilted.
I was Marky just flown off the top of Al0t's goal, straight into the midfield, turned around on the spot, and just challenged Al0t so nonchalantly. This doesn't make any sense. I mean, one thing is certain. In a weird game like this, where both players are completely beating it, Marky thrives. This is his bread and butter. Al0t was trying to keep this as clean as possible, trying to play a gentleman's 1v1, but somehow it is just completely gone out the window. That's a monster flick though. Oh wow. Marky not even close to that one, and can you blame him?
No, you certainly can't. If you've seen what Al0t's been doing lately, you half expect that one to hit the crossbar and go into his own net. Instead, that was picture perfect. As Marky puts it in our chat, he flicked that one into next week.
Certainly did. So Marky with the delayed kickoff and a bump onto Al0t to center it. Al0t will challenge here, surely. He doesn't want to give Marky any more free shots, because although the quality of shooting for Marky has been mostly hit or miss this series, this game, it's been good. He's been threatening. And he's actually picked Al0t here. That's a really nice mind game by Marky. Trips up Al0t on the exit as well.
Al0t's out of boost. He's missing every 12 boost as well. It's almost been impressive. Like tipping around landmines. And he's still got the ball. He's going to be the first one to it. We've got ourselves a 1-goal series.
That is a great challenge by Al0t. Marky, again, playing as awkwardly as possible. Trying to surprise Al0t by playing off the sidewall instead of infield, which is probably the more expected route most of the time. But because Marky's done it so many times, Al0t actually predicted it perfectly, dodges straight through that, and it's just wide open for him. 2 minutes left, he's back within a goal, and he's going to get a kickoff possession play as well. Tight turn near the wall, unable to beat Marky to it, he's chased it. Marky has to back off all the way though, there's no boost at mid, Al0t just took it.
Now Al0t's flicks have been so deadly so far. That's not one of them though. Still, even that could have gone in. We've seen Marky pre-jump a few times, much to his own. Al0t, you are not getting back to that. And again, I think this is the 4th or the 5th goal Al0t has conceded in the exact same way.
Yeah, he's just completely underestimated Marky's power shot there, but you have to respect the power shot. It is a bigger pitch than usual, but it's still impossible to catch up with the ball if it gets moving at that speed. You're never getting there. Al0t definitely his own worst enemy on that play. He had an advantageous position, but he's given it away. And it's Marky who is up against it. He's going to have to play in his net here. Actually reads Al0t's touch very well, and that's going to buy him some time.
Talk to Al0t, decides to go for a power shot. Marky would have to bean it, and he's not going to. And not the bounce Al0t needed either. That's put him completely out of position. Al0t couldn't read where it was going. Marky certainly could.
But you know, this is just Marky knowing what to do on Throwback Stadium. We saw a mistake from Al0t in Game 4. He hit the ball straight into the sidewall from this exact same play. Marky, he knows where the curvy wall is, puts it over his shoulder, and that bounce was impossible for Al0t to play anything with. Now a minute remaining. Marky's going to make that behind the net stay for a while. Nothing to worry about here. The ball is just inches away from Marky's goal, but it's unscorable.
And we've already seen Al0t overcommit to a few of those. So for Marky, that's not even a meme strategy at this point. That will just get you freebies. Al0t has just not known how to deal with it. And Marky, yep, stay aggressive. Keep it behind here. Leave it up to Al0t. As long as you can keep that pressure at least somewhat consistent, you can get a result for him.
Marky's just showing his experience here. He knows that when you're up by this many goals with only a little bit left, the opponent is going to try and play high percentage shots. They're going to try and dribble the entire length of the field, flick from close range. You're not going to see long range flicks with this goal deficit, and he's countered 2 plays in a row now. Two slow plays in a row that have, not been able to help a lot back into the game here. And Marky killing the time. Very well played game 5 by Marky. Al0t's going to try and get a fancy air dribble goal. Not going to happen. Surely that's it, Shogun.
That has to be. Al0t got a bit desperate. Oh, Marky.
What?
Nah, not even Marky. Not even Marky can throw this. Although, not really the glorious way he wanted to take this one.
Oh, no. I mean, this is just rubbing salt in the wound in a very creative way. Marky somehow found a way to make this loss even more embarrassing for Al0t. He's already beaten him at this point, and now he just misses the ball completely to give him one consolation goal that will absolutely not make Al0t feel any better. He's actually written out for us all to read, "This is the worst loss I've had in my entire Rocket League career. Thank you, Marky." So he's done it again. Marky, the SMUG veteran, he replicates what Kaylee's already pulled off today. Second win in SMUG, and this time it's against Al0t, who is still on that pro grind. Really impressive stuff from Marky.
So what did we learn today, people? If Johnny or Smellsworth message you just saying, "Hey, we want to bring this guy back on, do you mind facing them?" Your answer is no. Every time. Don't face someone that's already tried and tested and battle hardened in the Salt Mine Underground world, because you are not getting anywhere with it. But I will say, I love that. That was so much fun. It was so nice to have not only the players being a major factor to try and take a look at, but also how they're interacting with the third man here. And that was the map. And the map was so important to how this series played out.
Yeah, Marky played the map brilliantly. He really was a step ahead in that regard. Now, Al0t and Marky have known for well over a week now that this is where the series is going to be played. So, well played to Marky. He put the time in. He figured out a couple of tricks here that helped him, not just level out this matchup, but put it in his favor. He controlled all these games. I think maybe the second half of game 4, Al0t was under control. The rest of the series was all Marky, and he made some mistakes mechanically to give Al0t some goals and games, but overall he played really well here, full control, and takes it clutch in game 5 as well.
Yeah, that was very, very impressive to see, and I believe that is 2 predictions I've got wrong today.
Yeah, I'm 100%.
I'm not doing well.
I'm 100%. Although the first one, you're gonna have to take my word for it. Shep,
no,
they did do that.
You were right. All right,
yeah.
I'll tell them all. You had that one completely correct.
Yeah, I was confident in Kaylee. She's on that one's grind as well. She's putting the time in. But congrats to Marky getting his second win in SMUG. Join us after the break for the first full pro match of SMUG 6, where we're going to be watching Dead Monster take on Trex.